and welcome back to another of our weekly sessions of the Nibba Podcast.
I'm going to make the joke, guys. You 14 viewers.
Those are the memes for us too, because no one else watches. Anyways, I'm your host, Jay Bats, and this is your boy, Antoine. Also your host. We have no guests. We never have guests. We will someday. So did you have anything to, talk about?
Oh, I mean, what to talk about? There's nothing really much to talk about. EA's crashing and dying. Everyone knows Fallout 76 is crashing and dying.
That's EA. They're the ones that made Apex.
Yeah, but there was they gave them a boost.
A big boost for sure.
But they're still planning to fire hundreds of people because the rest of their games need what their investors bought.
So not even like FIFA?
No, well, FIFA wasn't included in that. FIFA wasn't one of the ones because FIFA is just ultimate teams and people spot buying that for.
Yeah, I feel like FIFA is just one of the a game that's basically very hard to die because there's so many people that just buy this, just like in 2K, people just buy every year.
Yeah.
And then they also buy, they play that Ultimate Team, and that's a lot of money too coming in.
Yeah, that's what the investors want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want them to vote. They want to know how they're making money. And so, EA also they lost Destiny. Bungie, the company that makes Destiny, bought their game back from EA, so EA they don't have that. So, other games, even Call of Duty, it was good, but the investors were like, oh, I didn't make this much. So.
Wait, COD was from EA?
Well, COD was from Activision. EA is just a publisher. They don't make Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But, COD was good. At least Black Ops mode. There was no story mode or anything else, but Black Ops mode was good. But if I should reference the person that actually talked about this, who's Legacy Killer, despite his 2012 calling everyone an N-word name on Xbox Live, he does some pretty in-depth breakdowns of what's happening in the gaming industry. So
yeah.
This information is obviously not for me. It's coming secondhand from him, and I didn't write down any notes because I didn't expect to be doing a podcast. So I'm forgetting stuff.
Yeah, we're just kind of we haven't done a podcast in a while. Can we do it today? Oh yeah, sure. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. We're winging it. But hey, obviously this is February 10th, 2019. So it's at this timeline we wouldn't be able to do a podcast and not talk about Apex because it's just huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It's no game has ever blown up as quick as Apex has.
Yeah.
They broke the record by having 10 million players in 72 hours, which is pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Apex it's literally it's Call of Duty. It's what's it called? Titanfall 2, and it's Overwatch. And I only Overwatch because of the abilities that
yeah, exactly. So I was gonna say.
So it seems like everyone plays Bangalore because she can sprint and she's fast as fuck away. So.
But strategically, I guess you gotta really make sure your guys, at least one of them is the healer, I guess.
I don't even know if anyone does.
Yeah.
Just play whatever. I don't know if you can have two of the same or multiple of the same on the team. Maybe you can. That's how little I've watched. I watched it back when it was. It's still blowing up. But back when it was came out literally out of nowhere, everyone was watching Shroud. I watched maybe 2 hours and then I stopped, and I actually haven't watched any since then.
It's the interesting thing is, remember I was showing you that on Twitch, Shroud was getting insane views and Ninja was getting nothing from playing the same game.
Yeah.
I saw today, like Shroud hasn't been on. I haven't seen him on, but Ninja was streaming earlier, and he was like out of nowhere. He was getting like 90 something K viewers, which surprised me.
It's probably because they're like looking to watch someone who's skilled.
Yeah.
Shroud's not on. Like, not to say Ninja's not skillful, but I mean, Ninja's definitely, I think, would be better. He's better than Shroud in Fortnite because he can build and Shroud can't. When it comes down to pure accuracy, then that's why.
Although Ninja's a freaking beast himself.
Yeah, Shroud's actually just the machine.
Oh, I was watching. I saw a video of Shroud reacting to his. He made some sort of CS counter. It was before CS:GO. It was some Counter-Strike game. Mm-hmm. Before. When he was 11 years old, and he was like, this guy's gifted, because he was 11 years old and he was doing like a lot of the same stuff he does now, and which is crazy. I didn't think that when he was so young. I wouldn't expect that when he was so young he was that skillful.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's crazy. He was doing that one tap thing that he did in CS:GO. As an 11-year-old.
Having a religious family. Play. And nobody gets on your back. No one's going, hey, Satan. Cool. Can't play Minecraft because Satan.
Oh, you should have seen.
Just like a block. It's not scary at all. And he blows up too when you hit him.
You should have seen. It was just yesterday, so I'm trying not to be too loud, but. So my mom came in, and then she was like, "This game is gonna bring you down." And then I'm like, "Really?" Because I was in creative, right? And I'm like, and then I just started doing 90s like really quick because I was like pissed, and that somehow made me like insane. I don't know. That triggered something in me, and I started doing 90s like I've never done before. And I was like, "This is gonna bring me down?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay." Like, okay, whatever.
You're like building upwards. She's like, Satan doesn't build. Satan's what makes you build so quick. Most people take like a year to build.
Yeah.
Satan gives you the time to build that quick.
Yeah. I was just like, that triggered me though, because I was just in creative building. I'm like, really, you're gonna start something right now as I'm playing in creative?
Yeah. That's actually ridiculous, and it's like, is your brother still playing
League? Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, you got to look at your other children. You can't just look at one and go, well, he's the only one that's bad just because one's all pioneering and whatnot. Freaking in LSS, people are gonna know who we are once I say pioneering. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Who pioneers in a religion? Oh, these pieces of crap. Here in the next comment, stop coming to our door. I don't even know where you are.
But you know what? I'm half happy that happened though, because when I got triggered and I started doing 90s like crazy, when I'm like, this is gonna bring me down. I discovered something. Like, I don't know, low key. I was like, okay, I discovered something here, and I started like practicing more. And I just like, it did something where I'm doing more consistent quick 90s. So I guess in a way she helped me.
I don't know if it's good to play angry all the time, but if it makes you better than Shroud, I'm all for it.
Yeah, next time if I see like I know ninjas in like my lobby or something, I'll be like, "Mom, come here! I need to do some proper 90s. Start yelling at me."
Receiver in Johnny_97 compilation soon. Angriest streamer kills Tifu, Dakota, all of them guys. I'm trying to remember. I don't know a lot of boys like that. So
Yeah, get the point. Have you seen Mongo?
I saw one video of him doing edits, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, he's good, but I mean, like, you probably haven't seen his rages.
The only one I saw was the one with the Infinity
Oh, when he's like, shing, shing.
Yeah.
Shing. But there's one where he throws down his keyboard in rage.
Mhm.
He's like, but then because he destroyed his keyboard, he raged even harder. It was just the funniest thing. And then later on, he seemed like he was cooling down, but then out of nowhere, he starts like beating the crap out of his desk again. It was just. Here, I'll link to that for whenever you want to watch that.
I have it already. That was
Because.
I'll link to that. But before you had finished saying that, it had popped up.
It's black magic.
This man's like tapped into the internet like Matrix. He's like, oh no, man, his mind already does it. Here you go.
Oh man, don't expose me like that.
Now I'm scared now.
As we were talking, I just went into my YouTube history and I linked it.
Nah, man. This is Neo.
What if we actually lived in the Matrix?
Dude, that would suck, actually.
It would.
Oh, wait, do you mean the Matrix when we're in the Matrix, but we don't know we're in the Matrix, or when we're actually unplugged from the Matrix?
Well, if you're unplugged, then that's horrible.
Yeah. Imagine being plugged in, but you don't know that if you were unplugged and you plug back in, you could just control what you want. I mean, for a little bit before the agents come get you.
Yeah, and then you're dead.
Or unless you're working with the agents, like that one guy in the first movie. Except he didn't.
Yeah, the guy, he was like, make me rich and famous, and I'll do whatever you need, or what was it? I forget the deal.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said. He said, like, wipe my memory and just make me, like, rich. Or he said, make me someone important.
But I forget what was in it for the agents.
They would get Neo and Morpheus.
Oh.
Or was it what's the codes to, like, the last human? I think it was the codes to the last human stronghold.
Oh, yeah, the location. Yeah. I think.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
He was basically like, I'll let you dox us if you give me the best life here.
Listen, once you put me back, wipe my memory, start me over from 10, give me all the skills ever.
Make me,
so
please.
The human aimbot.
Yeah, literally, I'm in his position and he's like, what do you want, money, fame? Just give me Shroud's aim. Wait, no, you don't want, like, fame, glory. Just, dude, give me Shroud's aim.
I'll get that once I'm pooping on people.
Exactly.
I want to be so good that people accuse me of cheating.
Anyone who has Shroud's aim, like, if you actually like stream, you're guaranteed to just be successful.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna look, like, anyone who looks at your stream, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this guy's amazing. They'll stick around, they'll become a fan, and you're just building more and more audience until you get big. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
But the thing, that's why I'm like, every time I stream, I'm like, what's even the point? who's sticking around for my average tier gameplay?
Hey man, you gotta be, that's the thing though, you gotta be consistent. So, like, that's the biggest thing.
But the depressing thing though is, like, if I had different circumstances, I'd be like, I have average tier gameplay, but if I like, am able to put everything into it, I could probably be, like, good. Probably not pro, but, good. To a certain level where it would be entertaining for a viewer.
Well, we messed up when we were told that, hey, just get a normal job and then do ba and just do that for God. So we didn't really have a choice. It was just like, hey, just do this and then I can't say anything. Either way, in the end of the day, I come out. So it's like, whatever. What can I truly say?
Yeah.
God's right. You can't win. Not that I'm trying to win against God. I'm like looking up my ceiling, expecting to see what
No, you look out your window and you see like clouds coming in. Like, oh shoot, no, please. Just this one little cloud parting.
Jesus comes down. I was talking shit.
You know what? Because of this, it's over. The Armageddon's coming now. This is what you get.
L dance in the sky. We'll just get to wet.
The default dance.
I don't know what in my mind. See, you just doing that with the same tone on whatever.
It's because in reality, up in heaven, they're actually playing Fortnite too.
Oh, jeez, they've been playing Fortnite.
Anyone you see with a 20+ eliminations, that's one of them. Because they're like, hey, we can just dominate.
So Apex Legends is good. EA is bad. Everyone knows this from time. Fallout is old news by now that they keep making mistakes, and they're now being sued. So there's that.
Wait, sorry. Who's making mistakes?
Fallout.
Oh. I got that game, and that was. I have not played. I played it, but I haven't been playing it.
I heard they've been trying to fix it, which of course they should. But then I think a couple weeks ago, one of the patches they added to the game reintroduced a whole bunch of glitches again, so people got pissed again. They're just messing up on every. It's just bad. I don't know if you heard about all the stuff that happened. Like one of the things was where a whole bunch of customers' information was leaked to other customers by accident. Which is just like credit card information and their name and their
Oh.
because you send in a support ticket on a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you send in that support ticket and it was going to other customers. People were they were sending it to Bethesda's Twitter and they were telling them, you guys gotta fix this because I'm getting this person's and this person's support ticket. And then there was the whole Nuka-Cola thing, which was they had a rum, which they were marketing, and it turns out it was like a cheap rum, and it came in like this, instead of a glass holder, it was like a plastic bottle. And then there was a canvas bag, which was I forgot. This is this bag you're supposed to get. It's supposed to be made of. I forgot what material. I'm trying to Google it right now. It's some special material, but when people actually got it, it was like cheaper than the one that they advertised. And they're what they would give you for messing up. They're like, oh, we'll give you 500 atoms, which is like in-game currency. But the in-game currency was not enough to buy the actual canvas in-game, which was made of proper material. So it's like you don't even get the it was a skin, like a mailman skin in-game. But there's so much they've been messing up on. It's honestly hilarious.
I've not been followed.
Like right now, they're in the same place. Pay attention to No Man's Sky.
Wait, you cut out.
Oh.
Repeat that sentence.
Yeah, I was saying right now they're in the same place as. Have you heard of the No Man's Sky?
No.
Oh, because essentially No Man's Sky, they lied about everything that the game was about. Well, not everything, but most of the things. And then what happened was, it was horrible. What happened was they basically had to recant on everything. And then it took them I think a full year to actually fix everything and get it to something that's playable. Even though it was playable before, it's just boring.
Well, if you even look at.
Wait, sorry, I gotta hold. Someone's in the basement staring at me right now. Like we're not recording a podcast. Yes, hello?
This is content.
Do I know? Yeah, I'm recording a podcast.
This is some IRL content. Please stand by. That's good for IRL content where just something happens.
It's good for getting me mad content. That's what
True. Yeah, actually, Fallout 76 for a game that's not really that old yet. It's, on Twitch, it's not doing very well. 394 viewers total. What is yeah, there's actually for that, like 394 viewers, you would think barely any people are streaming it. But actually, there's a fair bit of people streaming it, but barely anyone watching. Like the top person has 118 viewers, and then second has 30.
There's a ton of girls playing it.
Yeah, I've noticed if any game, like any of the Bethesda games, like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, a lot of girls play that for some reason. And that's honestly, that's what brought me into Twitch back in like 2015.
Yeah, I know. I, of all people, know.
Yeah, I was just like, I followed no big streamers back then.
Man just followed girls trying to get in their all the time.
When you scroll down,
Like,
though,
I think that your stream's great. You're like, cool, man, do on. You're like, that one done.
when you go to
penetration.
when you go to the halfway point of all these streamers, it's 2 views, a bunch of people with 2 views, and then you go a little more down, a bunch of people with 1, and then you go more down, a bunch of people with 0 as well.
Oh,
That's just
boy.
a lot of people just not watching these streams.
What if this stream with 0 viewers is Fallout 76 is so...
Like, hold up. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh my goodness. I mean, hey, I can't hate on the effort. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you do. But I just Fallout 4 76 is not the game to play right now.
Sorry,
In terms of viewers.
It's the same.
It is, honestly it is. That's the disappointing thing. It's like I'm playing it and it's like, this just feels like Fallout 4 online. That's really what it feels like.
Yeah.
There's not much improvement in anything in terms of visuals and mechanics. It's the same.
Did you know there's a Fallout? Do you know there was a Skyrim? There's a Skyrim.
There's a Skyrim online?
Yeah, but like no, they modded Skyrim for online.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know that. But that's kind of weird.
The thing for Bethesda kind of stays the same though. Like modders keep fixing their game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how now people are going like, all these glitches are annoying. Because before people are like, that's just kind of cute. But now everyone's like, maybe they should actually work on the game.
Yeah, like, because Skyrim it was very buggy. That's, like, it was a huge game, but everyone knew that was one of its flaws. It was very buggy.
Yeah.
But it was, like, not to the point where it's like, this is unplayable. It's just like, oh, well, look at that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of how it was.
So hopefully with Skyrim 6, they actually improve the combat, because you already know that was my main gripe. It's just
Elder Scrolls 6.
Power bash.
I forget where it's taking place. Elder Scrolls 6. Let me see.
Taking place inside the nearest dumpster close to Bethesda's shops. Studio. Is it shop? Studio.
If you follow Elder Scrolls at all.
I don't. Heard there's a lot of stuff going on for ESO Online though.
Is there? I haven't seen, honestly.
I just heard, and by heard I mean saw some comments saying people are coming back to play because of how much new stuff is coming. And it's got a new icon now on Twitch, so I imagine that's like new DLC.
Oh, I know there was a new, every once in a while they do this though. They released another province, like another open world area.
Yeah.
At this point, the map, like in terms of the total map, is pretty huge.
Oh, and another thing is, I don't know if you you saw Anthem, which is EA's other game.
I think I saw that somewhere, but I don't know what it's about or anything, or I didn't even see any gameplay.
I mean, it kind of looked like maybe I shouldn't say this, but it kind of looked like dumbed down Warframe.
Wait, what was it called again?
Anthem.
Anthem.
Because that one had a horrible beta filled with glitches, which sucks. I was actually looking forward to that game. I would have definitely played that game.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw of what you just said. I saw someone saying it was like just a worse version of Warframe or something like that.
Like, that's why I didn't want to say that, because like I didn't get hands on with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I will because when I bought my graphics card, one of the things I got was Battlefield 5 or Anthem codes. So I think I might just use the code to get Anthem, because I really don't have any desire to play Battlefield 5.
Damn. I used to just sometimes buy a lot of games and just not play it. That's a horrible disease to have. Such a waste of money.
I'm actually, like, even though we're on this kind of Twitch thing, I'm surprised that GTA is still up there.
Is it? Hold on.
It's still.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because of this RP crap. And I don't want to knock anyone's RP lives, but it just looks lame. I don't know, something about it. It's just me. I'm going to stop for the haters, though. It's just me. I don't like RP. But if you like RP, it's okay that you're gay.
Yeah, you know what? Looking at this, I think you're right, because all I see is just the thumbnail of every one of these streams is just a bunch of people together.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I'm not even surprised, because that's exactly how it was with past. I don't know how it was. I don't know if there was even online with the other ones, but I know GTA 4. That's how it was. At a certain point, it was just IRL. People were playing IRL basically, or not IRL. What am I saying? RP, role playing. Yeah. I knew a friend of mine that did that. That's how I first found out about it. He was like, "I'm a cop in GTA 4." I'm like, how does that even work?
It works like how you think.
It's weird. I've watched some of the gameplay. It's just, it does not even look fun, man.
It literally looks like people standing around. But you know what? I don't have that.
But here's the
If
thing.
I have that, I mean have tons of friends to play RP with. That's where it's fun. If it was me going into RP right now, I'd be wandering around doing jack all. Because you're by yourself. You need people to make it fun. So I guess I can't really knock you for that.
But if you want some sort of role-playing experience, why don't you just what's that thing called? VR, like VR chat.
Oh, because VR chat's like crazy. It's nothing like a role playing. Well, you know what? All the stuff I've seen from Twitch clips is like has nothing to do with actual role play. It's just like constant memes. And like this doesn't look like role play. That's the Iron Giant from Disney fighting Mulan. What the hell is going on?
But I've also watched VR chat. Well, yeah. I don't know them. I have no idea. No, right now it's not the time. Okay, can you... I'll take a look at it after. What were we saying?
It's funny how we both got this. Like, this has never happened before. We both got it on this.
I don't know, but it was. I was expecting it because it's so freaking annoying. Anyways,
I mean, when I was talking about, I couldn't get my thoughts across properly about no
same. Now I just lost my train of thought completely.
Yeah, like I kept reiterating the same thought because this person was staring at me. What?
Do you remember what we were talking about now?
No.
Okay, we were somewhere. Oh yeah, VR chat. It's. I've seen gameplay. It's super lame. Like, it just looks like a bunch of no-lifers on there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I saw this clip today, which was where. Oh man, you know what? I can't even explain it to you. It's something that I'd have to find and show it to you. But I saw a clip today that was hilarious, where I was like, damn, that actually looks sick. But most of it looks kind of just like.
For what?
It was you remember Bobby Shmurda?
Yeah.
Rapper that's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even explain it, man. Let me see if I can find it. Just a second.
About a week ago.
But they were playing this other song. If you know that one. Bobby B.
It's called Bobby B?
Well, I gotta censor myself. So
Oh. No, I mean, at least not by title anyway.
But yeah, just if I send it to you, you're gonna have to mute it because it'll show up on the stream. I mean, on the podcast, but I say stream. I mean.
But anyways, what happened there? I was just thinking of this. What happened there right now, as I was, with the interruption. That's exactly why I can't do certain things. Play certain games.
Ignore that thumbnail. I forgot. Woo! But after this, you should check that out and just look at the.
Okay, I'll check it out.
At the time code because it was hilarious.
Yo, people actually still play Sonic DX. There's like 5 streams playing.
Like Sonic DX?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure DX. I'm sure you know of the game.
I probably haven't played
It's really old, like early 2000s.
Oh wow, yeah, they're good.
It's like 2001 or something. It's really old.
Yeah, it was super old. What the heck? I've never played this before.
I had it on GameCube.
The only Sonic games I played were Sonic Advance and which was on the Game Boy. And Sonic. What was the one in 2006? I think it was just called Sonic.
Oh, Unleashed?
Was it Sonic Unleashed? I thought Sonic Unleashed was the one where he turned into like a.
Turn into a what? You cut up.
I thought it was the one where he turned into a werewolf.
You do, but I think that one was made around then.
There's one in 2000. Yeah, it was just called Sonic the Hedgehog, which came out in 2000.
Well, I played the original ones, 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, especially Sonic 2. That one I grinded pretty hard. Because that's the thing with these games, right? Like, it is so different from how it is now. Back then, it was like you have your lives, right, and you can get more as you play.
You have your lives.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, like you have to be on top of your game, though, because for one, you can't even save, right? Like you have to do it all in a row, and if you lose your lives, even if you're at the last level, it does not matter. That happened to me. I was like, finally, I'm at the last level, and there's just one part I just kept dying at. Like the parkour, I was choking it all the time. Like I just couldn't do the parkour there. I was just choking it, even though it wasn't like crazy hard. But I was choking it that bad, and I lost all my lives there. And then I just never played again because I had to restart everything.
Yeah, there was a ton of games like that. I remember. So actually,
Super Mario Bros.
But I basically jumped over the Nintendo 64.
From what?
I jumped over from I had the Nintendo 64. That was it. Played only Mario for a little bit, and then after that, nothing until my mom got me a Game Boy, and then I went from Game Boy to DS, and then from DS to console.
When we moved here in 2002, we had the SNES, right? Because that's what my aunt gave us. So that was what I had for some time. Then we got the N64. Even though when we got the SNES, the N64 was already like been there. I think even the GameCube I think was already existent, right? At that time. But that's what I had. That was my first console, SNES. And then it's like basically it was like we were lagging in time. We got the SNES, and then like super late, and then we got the N64 pretty late, and then we got the GameCube, and then and then we got the GameCube at I don't know what this point was, like 2005 or 6 or something.
Oh man, so like you were already missing out on the Xbox.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it. I completely did. I didn't never have that. If ever I played any of those types of games, like on Xbox or anything, it was like at my cousin's house. Yeah. Because he had everything. My cousin.
Same with me.
Yeah, I envied him. He had the basically any of the newest, latest gaming stuff. He has, the Xbox. He had that, and then he got the 360 when it came out, and he had the PSP. The greatest stuff that was available. The PSP was amazing.
Yeah, you know what? And what still takes me off to this day is I remember when my mom got married, my stepdad. He had like all that stuff. He had the GameCube. He had the original Xbox. He had the PS2, the PS1. He had all these old games, and I remember I don't know when it was in the marriage. This was back when I was in the States. I had to stay there for that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he had an old PSP he wasn't using. I was like, "Yo, can I use that?" He was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, sure." I was like, "Sick." And my mom's like, "No." I was like, "Why not?" And she's like, "Because it's not yours, too." I'm like, "But he just told me he doesn't want to use it." She's like, "Nope." And because of that, I never got my own PSP, all because of my mom actually.
That sucks.
For a second, which made no sense. But then I couldn't be that mad at her because that same year she got me an iPod.
True. Well,
and I was the only kid in a school of degenerates that had an iPod.
Degenerate.
Yeah, they were degenerate. No problem.
Yeah, the PSP was revolutionary. It was like there was the Game Boy, like the Game Boy Advance or whatever, but
it was alright.
Yeah, but it was like it played like Nintendo games, right? And Nintendo games before we're never at the top of like the highest tier games in terms of like how big it is in graphics and stuff like that. It wasn't like it only was in like the 90s and maybe like the early 2000s, but after that they were just not. They just weren't the top.
Oh,
yeah.
Game Boys would be it would be a lot.
So that's what it was running. It was running games that were like that. But the PSP... Yeah, and the DS. And
I had DS too.
And the PSP, but the PSP was running like the best kind of games you can run in its time. So that was like sick. And it's in your hands.
You could do a whole bunch of stuff with the PSP.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. But they don't even make something like that now.
Yeah, not really. I mean, well, they had the PS Vita, but
oh yeah, they did.
No one really got it. I mean, right now the next biggest thing, I guess, if you want to talk about handheld,
Soulja Boy.
No.
Soulja Boy handheld.
Yeah, Soulja Boy handheld.
Tetris. Let's play Tetris. You could get the Soulja Boy handheld plus or whatever. All these weird versions. And I remember that one of his consoles. I was looking at these things. One of his consoles had a great design. Like I liked the design a lot, but It was stupid. It was garbage. Like there's no good, nothing good. It just the console looks just good. I don't know how we got that good looking console, but
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
yeah. Anyways, so the main point was Apex is blowing up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Although right now they're not number one, but
They are now. They just went over Fortnite.
not at the moment. Only because did they right now?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Apex at 330K, Fortnite's 3.
I think yeah, because I think today there was some sort of EU tournament or something.
Oh, and Shroud's on, so it's about to start.
Oh, true. Wait.
He's actually third in views, but just give that a minute and it's gonna.
Oh yeah, no. If he just started, that's why his views got to climb, and then yeah, he's been easily 80K plus, sometimes going higher. The highest I saw was 110.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah. Yep.
The moment Nick Merckx still has more than him. Nick Merckx.
Reverse, I still watch a guy like late night playing like Call of Duty wager tournaments.
Oh, when he like back like in the past.
Well, I mean, this was maybe a year ago.
Oh.
Like he was decent for shit. Just stream into the morning.
I know that apparently he was like kind of like he had some sort of beef with Ninja way back when they used to play Halo.
Oh yeah, he talked about it.
Yeah.
There's that stream where he talks about it, and he was gonna fight him.
Of all people, it's just like, of course, it would be Nick Merckx. Like, okay, you know Ninja was just being your typical like Xbox gamer where they're just talking bear smack. But then you got Nick Merckx, Mr. Musclehead. He's like, bro, you want to talk? Let's come here right now. Like he's about to scrap. He's about to actually scrap.
Well, yeah.
That's Nick Merckx.
He even said that himself. That he was doing the talk, but he kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he left it until he actually saw him in person. And he said, "So what's good?" He's like, he said, "Ninja was boys," and he's like, "Yeah, I'll fight you and you."
The funny thing is, they were all so young apparently at the time.
Yeah, what were we doing besides being told to love Joel? Nothing.
This is
We were doing nothing.
This is about 7 years ago, so I was like 15ish. That was around when I came to the hall then.
So we were still doing nothing.
I just showed up all I got. We played tag once.
Yeah. It's funny because I still, it's like, I couldn't forget you because I'd still seen you from time after that on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. That's, I guess, what like kept me remembering, because it's like, yeah, we stopped playing tag sometime, but it's like I'd still sometimes see you guys.
Yeah.
I remember actually there were times I was like, after that, I was like, should I say hi? And I'm like, I probably shouldn't. It's like, we're not really friends. We just played tag. It was weird because we weren't. We actually weren't friends.
We literally, we were people that tag.
I just showed up and I just started playing tag.
The innocence of kids.
Don't work like that now.
Yeah, and I was like, trying to play tag? Sure.
Who are you?
Like, who is?
You know who Nick Merckx actually reminds me of? He reminds me of like you're like a Jordan Joseph kind of guy.
Yeah, he does.
He's just like a big, massive Italian-looking muscle head.
Yeah.
He's even got some sort of like New Jersey accent or something.
Does he? I never heard of New Jersey.
I mean, not like full blown, but like I guess you can kind of notice it with some words.
Yep.
Yep.
Good podcast chowder. Don't want to call it chowder.
Should probably start doing IRL content.
We could always just turn on the webcam. That would be the easiest thing, to turn on the webcams.
It would. But I mean like some sort of like Ice Poseidon thing.
Oh, you mean cancer?
Just like just get the cops on you all the time. That's actually it actually sucks so bad for Ice Poseidon, because he even said recently, he's like he hates going out because it stresses him so much, because it's like everywhere he goes he already knows like he's getting a call of someone, just like, I mean, he already knows that the workers there are getting calls from someone saying some stupidness.
Yeah, I don't understand why people do.
And he said, I think he said, if he sees that they're black or something, like he doesn't even walk in because of what people will say.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it's retarded. I don't even know how people, like, how are people so skilled at doxing? Like, holy.
Because they have no life.
Wherever he is, he gets screwed somehow.
Because, like I said, they have no life. You're dedicating your whole life to troll someone, and you're like trolling them in a way that could possibly get them shot or get them in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's not dead yet, because this guy actually keeps his door open.
I wouldn't do that. Some of these people on Twitch are just. I mean, Twitch in general is. I just think like it's filled with the people that we should all like get rid of. Like, just put them on a boat and sink it into the middle of the triangle. Not everyone, but there's some communities I see. What is this? Like, why would you act like this? It makes no sense.
He goes about his streams in a way like when he's like, if he's at home, even that's what I'm saying. Like he leaves his door open. He's pretty inviting to stream snipers, like in real life. Or if he's walking, and if he's ever walking in public, all the time people will just show up like, "Hey, I watch your stream" or something, and they'll just start following. But I'm just thinking, like, how is it that he has not been killed yet?
Right.
With the amount of people that always encounter.
It's crazy.
I don't know if you've seen. You probably don't know this guy, but do you know Bjorn?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's another IRL streamer, but he's like, I think he's retarded, and he's also from Denmark.
Like,
and he was, it's actually funny. It's so funny watching his streams because how retarded he is. And also the fact that he barely speaks English, so it just makes him look even more retarded. But one of the things I saw, he was just drinking beer somewhere, and then the owner just came like, "You need to leave because we just got a call that you were filming up some girl's skirt." And he's like, "No, I wasn't." He's like, "No, just leave." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he can't even defend himself because he doesn't speak English. So this guy just thinks he's there. He's holding the camera too, right? Obviously, it's pretty clear he's recording. He just thinks he's filming up girl skirts. But you're just
mean, he looks like someone who.
He does. That's the thing. But you're an actual you're an actual a-hole if you just call and say that. Like,
Oh yeah, but like they can't get so what could
Yeah.
like unless something serious happens, they're not creepy.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter. I don't know. I don't know if there's any way they can change the infrastructure to deal with that. That might be too big a problem to deal with.
Bjorn getting robbed. This sounds interesting. Robbed at gunpoint. What the heck? There's no better person to watch than this guy. It's just funny. Bjorn. And you know how he got at all like recognized and kind of big?
No.
He was one of Ice Poseidon's stream setters.
Oh really?
Yeah, he just showed up at his like inside his house and he's like, "Hi." And just kind of talks to him a bit. And he's like, "Yeah, I came from Denmark. Denmark." He's like, "Oh, you flew all the way here for this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he just kind of chilled with him for a bit, and then everyone just grew onto him for some reason. And he got a career off that, pretty much.
Like, that's legitimately creepy. Like, that's actually creepy. Because I saw there was another guy, I think or something, who was just some guy that showed up when he saw Ice Poseidon was streaming. And I'm like, okay, this is how you know, these are the people you know are just creepy. It's like, yeah, let me just show up. I don't know this person. And then let's hang out. And the fact that Ice Poseidon more cautious, like, you know what I mean?
This guy doesn't, I think he just doesn't even care.
Denmark. And they don't know you. That's like some serial killer stuff. Like, that's some, they're gonna find your body in the...
Yeah. It definitely is. And he gets people like that often. So that's a concerning part.
Because of his attitude of,
yeah, he's like, F it, dude, F. Yeah.
Flew from Denmark, so why not?
Why do you think I said it wouldn't even be surprising if my tweet, he was like, yeah, just come.
Yeah, no. I believe that.
I'm trying to find the clip where he first ever showed up on stream. He just walks in.
Wait. Can't you just put Bjorn first ever Ice Poseidon or something? That's what I'm doing.
He should be wearing a wig, Ice Poseidon. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Bjorn / first time meeting Ice / talks meeting wife.
Oh yeah.
Highlight.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing about Bjorn, man. This guy married a gold digger. Like, not even gold digger. Like, I don't even know what you call it. He went to the Philippines, and some girl, very clearly, obviously, married him for a green card.
Yeah.
That's his wife.
Yeah. No, there's tons of those in the Philippines, apparently.
Yeah. And
Well,
and in that same stream here where he's first introduced, he even talks about how he doesn't, like, they don't do anything sexual. And then Ice Poseidon he's like in awe. He's like, you don't bang your wife, dude?
Dude, I hear that's a big thing with the green card wives.
Really, I didn't know.
You to get the green card.
Yeah.
Not to have physical contact.
Wow, I don't know why specifically in Philippines though. Is Philippines that much of a shithole?
Yes.
Holy! I also heard that that's where you have the most transgender people in the world.
Oh yeah, it's like Philip. Well, actually, I would have thought it was Bangkok because it's in the name. I mean, that's how Bangkok is spelled in a certain way, but also there's tons of lady boys.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's where the term came from, but when someone says ladyboys, you just think of Thailand.
Philippines has some really nice land, though. I just googled Philippines and I just see a bunch of nice beaches, mountains.
Now Google Filipino women.
The general Filipino woman is. I'm sorry, I can't go on, and you already get the idea.
yeah, I know. I googled it just to back myself. I was like,
It's not even it's more like. It is too.
Wow, we're gonna get destroyed by like just.
Oh yeah, if we were
no viewers now, get all viewers and all the hate.
If we were big at all, 100% we would.
Yeah. Sorry to say, I'm not saying I'm a catch, but personally, if I were to have a tier list,
yeah, no, you're right.
I just haven't. I guess this is blasphemy coming from Becca. I just haven't seen. Oh yeah, I'd like to talk to her. Just usually, I'm like, man, she's.
Wait, who? Who are you talking about?
No, I said I haven't seen anyone I'd like to talk. That's what you said.
Oh.
What did you say next time?
No, because you're just cutting out a lot. It's kind of hard to understand.
Oh,
yeah, it kind of sucks. But earlier in this stream, you were fine. Though. I don't know why now it's starting to cut out. What am I saying stream for?
Because I said it earlier.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the clip where you with Bjorn's wife. You'll see she's not really a nice girl.
Bro, all you gotta do is put Bjorn's wife straight. That's all I did. Bro, this guy's got a huge belly.
I think he just drinks a lot of beer.
His wife doesn't even.
Which video are you looking at?
His wife does a Bjorn a day.
Oh yeah.
And she just slapped him in the head. What the hell? And she looks like a.
Looks like a what?
I was gonna say she looks.
I freaking cut out every time you say it.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna make for a great edit once I'm going through.
All I'm seeing here when I'm watching this Bjorn a day with his wife highlights, I'm just thinking like, what's going through her mind is, at least this is better than the Philippines. Just like, endure it.
Oh, this is bad.
But if you watch like even like a few minutes of Bjorn, you can just see he's slow in the head, so I don't think he even realizes it.
Yeah, that's kind of slow. That's like you should have a caretaker with you slow. Either you're that or you're delusional.
Oh, that's the sad part about Ice Poseidon's streams. Everyone is so autistic, including Ice Poseidon. Have you seen his arm thing, Ice Poseidon?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Hold on. I'm gonna send you a link. Autism, Ice Poseidon. But honestly, that's why I watch him. His autism is just too good. That's. I was thinking about this. I think the reason I enjoy watching Ice Poseidon is the same reason I enjoyed watching Pink Guy. He's just retarded.
Yeah, this is. I can't watch this. It's the video was like 2 seconds in, and I was already like, I was cringing so. So I'm in pain just looking at it. That's just bad. Can't do it.
He has a couple of weird God, every time I see this guy, he has some weird like tendencies. What do you call it? You know, like Jesse with his arm thing.
Jesse?
Yeah, when he like when he's watching like a music video and he starts flapping his hands.
I thought you were talking about Jesse from Breaking Bad.
No. Talking about Jesse, my bro. Yeah, you know how he does that, right?
Yeah.
It's something along the, like not like that, but it's the idea of it is something along the same line, like something. It looks like he's just like he's got some sort of weird desire to just do it. He has some weird, like he basically like flails up his arm. That's the arm.
Yeah, with that weird face that he made.
With the tongue.
Yeah.
He does that all the time.
So stupid, but that's content.
Usually after he stops talking to a person, as he's walking away, he'll do the tongue thing. And I'm stuck at wondering, is he actually like basically autistic, or is this for content? I don't know. We can't even tell these days on the internet. It's harder to tell than Brittany Venti.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even, because I remember when it came out that she was faking it, and I was like, well, yeah, she had to be faking. And I saw the videos where she was just normal. I was like, cool. And then I saw some other videos where I was like, now I'm in doubt again.
Okay, no, this is what I've seen. Okay, back then when you showed me Brittany Venti, she was acting completely retarded the way she was at one point, and then yeah, she started acting normal. I'm like, okay, cool, good thing she's cleaning up the act. She's obviously being fake. So great, she's moving on from that. And then recently, I just wanted, I was just like, hey, I remember Brittany Venti. I'm just gonna check her out real quick, and she's back at the stupidness. I'm like, what's? You already exposed yourself that you're not actually like this, so why are you doing this again? I don't understand.
Who knows anymore?
Like,
Brittany Venti, I know you don't agree,
but I think when she was acting normal, she was dating. That's probably why, honestly.
Well, I saw some video which I regret watching because it was Twitch drama, but it was about her boyfriend like started freaking out and saying like, "You don't think I'm skinny or something?" Like, it was just some weird thing where this dude freaked out and started breaking stuff in her house.
Dang.
And I was like, why are people streaming this much of their like cool, we had fans, but I don't know if I want my fans to know everything. Like, what if you're getting married? I mean, sure, you do a vlog. So, hey guys, we all came up here together, but do you have to?
Yeah.
Do you have to?
Well, I mean, one of the things I know that Ice Poseidon has done is just keep streaming as he's sleeping, and he gets donations.
That's actually amazing.
Oh, and speaking of that too, the Cold Ones podcast, the one with Anything for Views and Max Mofo?
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but they also, like, instead of just posting the episode, they live stream it, right? And recently I happened to catch their live stream. So on top of their sponsors that they do, and probably not ad revenue, I'm not even going to say that, they're probably demonetized for sure. So sponsors, okay, that's how they surely make their money. But holy, as I'm watching this, dude, they keep on getting, okay, they got a couple of like $200 donations, and then consistently they're getting like $5 here, $10 here, more $10, $5, $15, $20. It's just coming in. And I'm like, wow, this is interesting. But the thing is, though, I don't even understand the reasoning with these big donations that people are doing for it, because they uh, don't really, like, they're talking. They're not even really looking at the donations at all the times.
They totally are. Once again, there are websites where you can go get some. You will get gratification for your donation. So why are you doing it on Twitch?
But this isn't even like. I know what you're saying, but this isn't even like the same, because it's not even a girl. It's just a couple crazy guys.
Dude, but it's like you're getting nothing in return. I don't understand. If I am donating $1,000, I expect me to be in it. So, if you're donating $1,000, what are you doing if she doesn't even notice it? Like,
you ask
out $1,000.
You ask for a refund when you don't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're doing that right. It's smart. Instead of just recording and posting an episode, they also live stream it. It's another way of making revenue. Well, I know anything for views at one. I don't know if he still does it or not, but at least at one point he was a live streamer. That was his thing. Max Mofo, it's weird, but he opens up Pokemon cards. That's what he does now.
Really?
That's his content. He doesn't post anything on his Max Mofo channel. That's basically like retired. He's he can't do the same. They've talked about this a lot. Like YouTube's different now. You can't do the same content. Then he has another channel called Max Mofo Pokemon. And it's basically every single episode is him buying a new box of a bunch of packs of cards, and he opens the cards. And people watch it. I guess that's why he keeps doing it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess follow your heart.
Yeah. And I'm assuming he doesn't get demonetized for that. Hopefully not, I guess.
Probably not. What's Pokemon's gonna get pissed at him?
Pokemon is like, I don't know, it's just like Pokemon's like something in the past, I feel like. At this point.
Yeah, that's like saying Dragon Ball Z is something in the past.
Because, well, I mean, people who actually were into Pokemon were like, I would say probably people around our age. And now it's like, well, I don't think that many kids are into Pokemon.
No, you're right. But I'm on the Fortnite.
That and Spider-Man and Elsa and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen how YouTube might be removing the dislike button?
No, I didn't. Why would they do such a thing?
Probably because of their most disliked video on YouTube being their video.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The YouTube Rewind. But apparently the YouTube CEO said that her own kid, one of her own kids, disliked that video and said it was cringy. So she's like, yeah, we hear you guys, and we didn't reflect the year how it should have been, and we intend on doing things different. She said something along those lines. If that's actually going to happen, who knows? But
nah, it's not.
Yeah, I guess she probably just said that in figures. People will forget about it later.
I mean, YouTube's so out of touch with what makes people like YouTube.
They really are.
Hence all the demonetization and all that crap.
They're not, like, they're moving on into some sort of different state. It's not at all what it was supposed to be, what it was meant to be, which is supporting creators to do what they want to do. But now it's just like, no, we want to I don't know, become some sort of network, like some sort of TV network or something, like some sort of mainstream thing, I guess. But that's not even a good idea because we're shifting away from that society.
No, we're shifting to everything. Hence, why so many comedians are do the jokes. Because people they can't take jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a joke. You go to a comedy show to troubles and to laugh. Even to laugh at controversy. If you can't laugh at controversy, there's so many people that just get offended by just everything.
Yeah.
That's what YouTube's going into. It's like, oh, someone can get offended by demonetize it.
I think they got the unfortunate thing. I think they got way too much of a scare when all those companies pulled out. Yeah. I'm not sure how if they've recovered at all in terms of getting sponsors back, but
I don't know. I'd say I don't think they've covered 100%. They've probably gotten back an acceptable and probably decent amount.
Yeah, I think so because you don't really see people complaining about it too much. The only thing people that complain about is just getting demonetized, but not that many people complain about like low earnings with monetization, like they did in the past.
Like there's that, and then there's the fact that people abuse the copyright system and they can copyright something and take all your
that too.
Money you're making for that.
It's messed up. It's not the way it should be in the YouTube world. There's got to be changes for sure. Someone has to be someone different has to be up on top. I think.
It's impossible. Well,
PewDiePie for CEO.
Maybe not. I mean.
No. There's.
Just because you still need someone who's well versed in business.
Yeah. But I think in terms of like just listening to what PewDiePie is saying, they're probably better off because he talks about this stuff a lot. And he's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. He says.
No one does. It's that's just how it is now. I mean, that's just how it is. That's why some of the comedians that you see, well, at least I've seen that are certain recognition. People who are like going over the lines and saying the jokes that no one else wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Because people actually want to hear that, and there's.
Yeah, you cut out again pretty bad.
Oh, and I'm like, I'm connected. What makes this kind of annoying? I'm looking at my dash. I got all green, no flashing, no red.
I want to see your reaction when you listen to this over.
Very funny. Very funny.
Very funny.
I'm literally on Tech Savvy's site, right? Like, I'm like, hey, you guys need to give a speed boost or something. If it's $85, yeah, that's trash.
Frick. Well, I guess maybe we should end it here anyways, as you're cutting out. We already did an hour, 14 minutes.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, let's end it here.
Alright, well, thanks for watching, if you actually watched all the way here. That's you, Damon. And tune in for our next episode next week.